409 to 434 passengers stretch, and eventually a 7,600 mi, 14,000 kilometers, 8,700 mi, sea market with 90,000 lbf, 400 kN. Engines. When referring to different variants, the International Air Transport Association, IATA, code collapses the 777 model designator and the -200 or -300 variant designator to 772 or 773. The International Civil Aviation Organization, ICAO, aircraft type designator system adds a preceding manufacturer letter, in this case B for Boeing, hence B772 or B773. Designations may append a range identifier like B77W for the 777-300 by the ICAO, 77W for the IATA, though the -200 is a company marketing designation and not certificated as such. Other notations include 773 and 773B for the -300. 777-200, edit. The initial 777-200 made its maiden flight on the 12th of June, 1994, and was first delivered to United Airlines on the 15th of May, 1995. With a 545,000 pound, 247 t, tow and 77,000 lbf, 340 kN, engines, it has a range of 5,240 nautical miles, 9,700 kilometers, 6,030 mi, with 305 passenger seats in a 3-class configuration. The -200 was primarily aimed at U.S. domestic airlines, although several Asian carriers and British Airways have also operated the type. 9 different -200 customers have taken delivery of 88 aircraft, with 55 in airline service as of 2018. The competing Airbus aircraft was the A330-300. In March 2016, United Airlines shifted operations with all 19 of its -200s to exclusively domestic U.S. routes, including flights to and from Hawaii, and added more economy class seats by shifting to a 10 abreast configuration, a pattern that matched American Airlines' reconfiguration of the type. As of 2019, Boeing no longer markets the -200, as indicated by its removal from the manufacturer's price listings for 777 variants. 777-200, edit. The B-market 777-200, for extended range, originally known as the 777-200 IGW, increased gross weight, has additional fuel capacity and an increased tow enabling transoceanic routes. With a 658,000 pound, 298 t, tow and 93,700 lbf, 417 kN, engines, it has a 7,065 mi, 13,084 kilometers, 8,130 mi, range with 301 passenger seats in a 3-class configuration. It was delivered first to British Airways on the 6th of February, 1997. 33 customers received 422 deliveries, with no unfilled orders as of 2019. As of 2018, 338 examples of the -200 are in airline service. It competed with the A340-300. Boeing proposed the 787-10 to replace it. The value of a new -200 rose from $110 million at service entry to $130 million in 2007. A 2007 model 777 was selling for $30 million 10 years later. while the oldest ones had a value around $5-6 million, depending on the remaining engine time. The engine can be delivered derated with reduced engine thrust for shorter routes to lower them to reduce purchase price and landing fees, as 777 to 200 specifications, but can be re-rated to full standard. Singapore Airlines ordered over half of its -200ers derated. 777-200LR Worldliner, edit. The 777-200LR Worldliner, LR for long range, the C market model, entered service in 2006 as one of the longest range commercial airliners. Boeing named it Worldliner as it can connect almost any two airports in the world, although it is still subject to ATOPS restrictions. It holds the world record for the longest non-stop flight by a commercial airliner. It has a maximum design range of 8,555 nautical miles, 15,844 kilometers, 9,845 mi, as of 2017. The -200LR was intended for ultra-long-haul routes such as Los Angeles to Singapore. Developed alongside the -300er, the -200LR features an increased tow and 3 optional auxiliary fuel tanks in the rear cargo hold. Other new features include extended raked wingtips, redesigned main landing gear, and additional structural strengthening. As with the -300er and 777F, the -200LR is equipped with wingtip extensions of 12.8 feet, 3.90 m. The -200LR is powered by GE90-110B1 or GE90-115B turbofans. The first -200LR was delivered to Pakistan International Airlines on the 26th of February, 2006. 12 different -200LR customers took delivery of 61 aircraft. Airlines operated 50 of the -200LR variant as of 2018. Emirates is the largest operator of the LR variant with 10 aircraft. The closest competing aircraft from Airbus are the discontinued A340-500 HGW and the current A350-900 ULR. 777 Freighter, edit. The 777 Freighter, 777F, is an all-cargo version of the twinjet, and shares features with the -200LR. These include its airframe, engines, and fuel capacity. The 777F is unofficially referred to as 777-200LRF by some cargo airlines. With a maximum payload of 228,700 pounds, 103,700 kilograms, similar to the 243,000 pounds, 110,000 kilograms, of the Boeing 747-200F, it has a maximum range of 9,715 mi, 18,057 kilometers, 11,220 mi, or 4,917 mi, 9,200 kilometers, 5,720 mi, at its max structural payload. The 777F also features a new supernumerary area, which includes 4 business class seats forward of the rigid cargo barrier, full main deck access, bunks, and a galley. As the aircraft promises improved operating economics compared to older freighters, airlines have viewed the 777F as a replacement for freighters such as the Boeing 747-200F, McDonnell Douglas DC-10, and McDonnell Douglas MD-11F. The first 777F was delivered to Air France on the 19th of February, 2009. As of April 2021, 247 freighters have been ordered by 25 different customers with 45 unfilled orders. Operators had 202 of the 777F in service as of 2018. 777-300, edit. Launched at the Paris Air Show on the 26th of June, 1995, its major assembly started in March 1997 and its body was joined on the 21st of July. It was rolled out on September the 8th and made its first flight on the 16th of October. The 777-300 was designed to be stretched by 20%. 60 extra seats to 368 in a 3-class configuration, 75 more to 451 in 2 classes, or up to 550 in all economy like the 747SR. The 33 feet, 10.1 m, stretch is done with 17 feet, 5.3 m, in 10 frames forward and 16 feet, 4.8 m, in 9 frames aft for a 242 feet, 73.8 m, length, 11 feet, 3.4 m, longer than the 747-400. It uses the -200 45,200 US gal, 171,200 L. Fuel capacity and 84,00098,000 lbf, 374436 kN, engines with a 580,000 to 661,000 pound, 263.3 to 299.6 t, MTO. It has ground maneuvering cameras for taxiing and a tail skid to rotate, while the proposed 716,000 pound, 324.6 t, MTO-300X would have needed a semi-levered main gear. Its over-wing fuselage section 44 was strengthened, with its skin thickness going from the -200S 0.25 to 0.45 in, 6.3 to 11.4 millimeters, and received a new evacuation door pair. Its operating empty weight with Rolls-Royce engines in typical tri-class layout is 343,300 pound, 155.72 t, compared to 307,300 pound, 139.38 t, for a similarly configured -200. Boeing wanted to deliver 170-300s by 2006 and to produce 28 per year by 2002, to replace early Boeing 747s, burning 1/3 less fuel with 40% lower maintenance costs. With a 660,000 pound, 299 t, MTO and 90,000 lbf, 400 kN, engines, it has a range of 6,005 nautical miles, 11,121 kilometers, 6,910 mi, with 368 passengers in 3 class. 8 different customers have taken delivery of 60 aircraft of the variant, of which 18 were powered by the PW4000 and 42 by the R Trent 800. None were ordered with the GE90, which was never certified on this variant, with 48 in airline service as of 2018. The last -300 was delivered in 2006, while the longer-range -300 started deliveries in 2004. 777-300 edit. The 777-300 for extended range is the B-market version of the -300. Its high MTO and increased fuel capacity permits a maximum range of 7,370 nautical miles, 13,650 kilometers, 8,480 mi, with 392 passengers in a 2-class seating arrangement. The 777-300 features extended raked wingtips, a strengthened fuselage and wings and a modified main landing gear. Its wings have an aspect ratio of 9.0. It is powered by the GE90-115B turbofan, the world's most powerful jet engine with a maximum thrust of 115,300 lbf, 513 kN. Following flight testing, aerodynamic refinements have reduced fuel burn by an additional 1.4%. At Mach 0.839, 495 kN, 916 km per hour, floor 300-59 degrees Celsius and at a 513,400 pound, 232.9 t, weight, it burns 17,300 pound, 7.8 t, of fuel per hour. Its operating empty weight is 371,600 pound, 168.6 t. The projected operational empty weight is 371,610 pound, 168,560 kilograms, in airline configuration, at a weight of 477,010 pound, 216,370 kilograms, and floor 350. Total fuel flow is 15,000 pound /h, 6,790 kilogram /h, at Mach 0.84, 495 kN, 917 kilometers per hour, rising to 19,600 pound /h, 8,890 kilogram /h, at Mach 0.87, 513 kN, 950 kilometers per hour. Since its launch, the Dash 300 has been a primary driver of the airplane's sales past the rival A330/340 series. Its direct competitors have included the Airbus A340-600 and the A350-1000. Using two engines produces a typical operating cost advantage of around 8–9% for the Dash 300 over the A340-600. Several airlines have acquired the Dash 300 as a 747-400 replacement amid rising fuel prices given its 20% fuel burn advantage. The Dash 300 has an operating cost of $44 per seat hour, compared to an Airbus A380's roughly $50 per seat hour and $90 per seat hour for a Boeing 747-400 as of 2015. The first 777-300 was delivered to Air France on the 29th of April, 2004. The Dash 300 is the best-selling 777 variant, with Emirates being the largest operator with 123 777-300 in service, having surpassed the Dash 200 in orders in 2010 and deliveries in 2013. As of 2018, 784 300s were in service, a total of 831 were built with the last delivered to Aeroflot in 2021. Boeing ended 777-300 production in 2024, and switched to the new 777X. 777X, edit. Main article, Boeing 777X. The third generation of the 777, launched as the 777X, is to feature new GE9X engines and new composite wings with folding wingtips. It was launched in November 2013 with two variants, the 777-8 and the 777-9. The 777-8 provides seating for 395 passengers and has a range of 8,745 mi, 16,196 kilometers. 10,064 mi, while the 777-9 has seating for 426 passengers and a range of over 7,285 mi, 13,492 kilometers, 8,383 mi. A longer 777-10X, 777X Freighter, and 777X BBJ variants have also been proposed. Government and Corporate, edit. Versions of the 777 have been acquired by government and private customers. The main purpose has been for VIP transport, including as an air transport for heads of state, although the aircraft has also been proposed for other military applications. 777 Business Jet, 777 VIP, the Boeing business jet version of the 777 that is sold to corporate customers. Boeing has received orders for 777 VIP aircraft based on the 777-200LR and 777-300 passenger models. The aircraft are fitted with private jet cabins by third-party contractors, and completion may take 3 years. KC-777. This was a proposed tanker version of the 777. In September 2006, Boeing announced that it would produce the KC-777 if the United States Air Force, USAF, required a larger tanker than the KC-767, able to transport more cargo or personnel. In April 2007, Boeing offered its 767-based KC-767 advanced tanker instead of the KC-777 to replace the smaller Boeing KC-135 Stratotanker under the USAF's KC-X program. Boeing officials have described the KC-777 as suitable for the related KC-Z program to replace the wide-body McDonnell Douglas KC-10 extender. In 2014, the Japanese government chose to procure two 777-300ers to serve as the official air transport for the Emperor of Japan and Prime Minister of Japan. The aircraft, operated by the Japan Air Self-Defense Force under the call sign Japanese Air Force One, entered service in 2019 and replaced two 747-400s. The 777-300 was specifically selected by the Ministry of Defense owing to its similar capabilities to the preceding 747 pair. Besides VIP transport, the 777s are also intended for use in emergency relief missions. 777s are serving or have served as official government transports for nations including Gabon, VIP configured 777-200, Turkmenistan, VIP configured 777-200LR, and the United Arab Emirates. VIP configured 777-200 and 777-300 operated by Abu Dhabi Amiri Flight. Prior to returning to power as Prime Minister of Lebanon, Rafik Hariri acquired a 777-200 as an official transport. The Indian government purchased two Air India 777-300s and converted them for VIP transport operated by the Indian Air Force under the call sign Air India One. They entered service in 2021 replacing the Air India-owned 747s. In 2014, the USAF examined the possibility of adopting modified 777-300s or 777-9Xs to replace the Boeing 747-200 aircraft used as Air Force One. Although the USAF had preferred a four-engine aircraft, this was mainly due to precedent. Existing aircraft were purchased when the 767 was just beginning to prove itself with ETOPS. Decades later, the 777 and other twin jets established a comparable level of performance to quad-jet aircraft. Ultimately, the Air Force decided against the 777, and selected the Boeing 747-8 to become the next presidential aircraft. Aftermarket freighter conversions, edit. In the 2000s, Boeing began studying the conversion of 777-200 and -200 passenger airliners into freighters, under the name 777 BCF, Boeing Converted Freighter. The company has been in discussion with several airline customers, including FedEx Express, UPS Airlines, and GE Capital Aviation Services, to provide launch orders for a 777 BCF program. 777-300 a special freighter, SF, edit. In July 2018, Boeing was studying a 777-300 freighter conversion, targeted for the volumetric market instead of the density market served by the production 777F. After having considered a -200 P2F program, Boeing was hoping to conclude its study by the fall as the 777X replacing aging -300s from 2020 will generate feedstock. New build 777-300s may maintain the delivery rate at 5 per month, to bridge the production gap until the 777X is delivered. Within the 811 777-300s delivered and 33 to be delivered by October 2019, GE Capital Aviation Services, GEFORce, anticipates up to 150 to 175 orders through 2030, the 4 to 5 month conversion costing around $35 million. In October 2019, Boeing and Israeli Aerospace Industries, IAI, launched the 777-300 ERSF passenger-to-freighter conversion program with GeForce ordering 15 aircraft and 15 options, the first aftermarket 777 freighter conversion program. In June 2020, IAI received the first 777-300 to be converted, from GeForce. In October 2020, GeForce announced the launch operator from 2023, Michigan-based Calita Air, already operating 24 747-400Fs, 9767-300 ERFs and 3777Fs. IAI should receive the first aircraft in December 2020, while certification and service entry was scheduled for late 2022. By March 2023, IAI had completed the first flight of a 777-300 special freighter, converted for AirCap, as it had a backlog over 60 orders. The 777-300 special freighter has a maximum payload of 224,000 pounds, 101.6 t, a range of 4,500 mi, 8,300 kilometers, 5,200 mi, and shares the door aperture and aft position of the 777F. It has a cargo volume capacity of 28,900 cubic feet, 819 m, 5,800 cubic feet, 164 m, greater than the 777F, or 25% more, and can hold 47 standard 96x125 in pallet, P6P, positions, 10 more positions than a 777F or 8 more than a 747-400F. With windows plugged, passenger doors deactivated, fuselage and floor reinforced, and a main deck cargo door installed, the 777-300 ERSF has 15% more volume than a 747-400 BCF. Experimental, edit. Main article, Echo Demonstrator. Boeing has used 777 aircraft in 2 research and development programs. The first program, the Quiet Technology Demonstrator, QTD, was run in collaboration with Rolls-Royce and General Electric to develop and validate engine intake and exhaust modifications, including the chevrons subsequently used in the 737 MAX, 747-8 and 787 series. The tests were flown in 2001 and 2005. A further program, the Echo Demonstrator Series, is intended to test and develop technologies and techniques to reduce aviation's environmental impact. The program started in 2011, with the first Echo Demonstrator aircraft flying